When I tell y'all my hair is coming out, this is every time I wash my hair, every time I brush my hair. I just washed my hair. Look at that. I'm about to just cut it all off and start over. Hey everybody, it's Makeup Meanery. Welcome back to my channel. So I just wanted to talk to you guys about some of the issues that I've still been having in regards to symptoms from having COVID. You guys know, if you follow me on other social platforms, that I had COVID in August. I actually contracted it the last weekend of July, and tested positive, I want to say like the 4th of August. And yeah, I just wanted to sort of talk about that and some of the symptoms and issues that I'm still having. Even several months later, I'm still having several issues. And it's sort of, yeah, it's just sort of crazy, some of the things that I'm still dealing with. Like I said, I got COVID in August. I was with some friends. We went on a car cruise. My husband's involved in a lot of car cruises and car club type activities. And so we usually go on these cruises. And I thought, you know, we're always usually pretty safe. We stay in our own vehicle. A lot of the stops and things are outdoors. And we haven't had any issues before. We always wear a mask if we're around other people. I don't know, I just let my guard down the one time that I just didn't think about it. You know, I got it. So I got it from a really good friend of ours. And yeah, he actually ended up passing away in September from complications due to COVID. And yeah, it's been really difficult. And knowing that that could have been me as well. Like, I could have been the one that passed away in the group of people that got it at the same time. And yeah, very scary situation. And I tell people, if I wasn't scared of COVID before, which I was, I work in a hospital, I see what happens. I worked on a COVID floor the first year that it happens. I seen what happens, but to actually go through it yourself, I'm terrified of it now. Like, it's a different level of terrifying and stress and being safe and worrying about my family in regards to catching COVID. The day before I went to work, I was feeling just sort of cruddy, sort of just tired and a little drained. Nothing like that I would be concerned about any other way. Like, I didn't feel like it was anything other than just, you know, it was a Monday or a Tuesday, and, you know, we'd had a busy weekend, and I just thought, you know, I was just exhausted from that. Our friends announced that they had tested positive, and the night before that, I'd had a really weird, horrible headache. This is a headache. I have migraines, and I know how headaches can be, but this is a headache that I've never experienced before. It was sort of straight in the middle of my head. It was so deep inside. It felt like it was right in the middle of my brain, and it was very, very, very intense. Like, it was not like a headache I've ever had before. So I thought something was up. On top of just starting to feel more cruddy. I don't know if any of you have had the flu, but the sort of the pre-symptoms before you actually get sick, the crudiness, the just not feeling good. I started to have body aches and things like that. So I instantly went and got tested, and of course tested positive. And yeah, the next month was basically hell on earth. You would feel okay one day, and the next day you would feel like you were on your deathbed. Down roller coaster of being that sick for that long. Really mentally was stressful. Being, you know, segregated away from your family. The first, you know, 2 weeks I stayed in my room because I didn't want to give it to my daughter. And my husband ended up not getting sick, but we think that he had gotten COVID the first year that it happened. Before it was COVID, he got really sick along with his whole store. So we think that he probably already had it before, which is why he didn't get sick with me this time. It was horrible. Body aches, headaches, nausea, vomiting, diarrhea, all not being able to breathe, all those symptoms and more is what we dealt with, or what I dealt with. I lost my sense of taste and smell probably 4 or 5 days in, and it still has not come back completely. I'm still having problems with taste and smell. I can't taste, or I can't stand to eat ice cream anymore because it just tastes like salt to me. I can't stand to taste or eat most chocolate because it just tastes off. It tastes almost sour. There's a lot of foods that I just can't stomach to eat anymore because they just either smell weird or they taste weird. And yeah, it's pretty sad that, you know, a lot of the foods that I liked before, I just can't stomach it. My sense of smell is still pretty off, and I had always prided myself in being someone that could smell anything. Like, I had the nose of a hound dog. Like, literally the kids, my husband would be like, how do you even smell that? Like, we don't smell. I could smell any and everything. And I've noticed I still can't really smell flowery scents. So like a lot of perfumes, a lot of colognes I can't smell. I can smell a little bit here and there. I can't smell like air fresheners. A lot of other things that should smell one way, and I know that they should smell one way from memory. They just don't smell like that anymore. I've been having issues with, this is TMI, I guess, you guys, but you know, we're all friends. You guys are family. So I had been noticing that my like body odor and my, you know, poop all smell the same, like this weird smell. I can't explain it. It almost smells like stale old rotten popcorn. And so I got the courage up to ask my husband, you know, because I was worried. Like, it's like I'm walking around, I smell horrible, I can smell myself. How come nobody's saying anything? And I got the courage up to ask my husband a few weeks ago, like, do I smell different to you? Like, do I smell like this to you? And he was like, no, you smell normal. You smell like you've always smelled. And I said, well, for me, to myself, I smell horrible. And it's really messing with my mental status because I'm constantly thinking that I stink. I'm constantly trying to shower and freshen up and wash up. And yeah, you guys, it's not fun. That the smell that I can smell, and that's all my bodily fluids to me smells like that. Even my urine smells like that to me. It just smells horrible. And yeah, it's really, really been messing with my mental status in regards to thinking that I smell horrible all day. And then on top of that, I will insert some videos and pictures. So I have been suffering from hair loss. I have lost a lot of hair. My hair up in a bun right now, you guys probably wouldn't be able to tell too much. I'm able to sort of puff it up, and thank God I have curly hair because I'm able to sort of hide how thin my hair has gotten. And I used to joke all the time, y'all, about being bald-headed. You know, I'm bald-headed this, I'm bald-headed that. You guys, I really am bald-headed now. I ended up cutting probably 2 inches off of the end of my hair a couple weeks ago because it just was looking so stringy. I've actually been filling in my edges with my brow palette that is powder. That's been working amazing with filling in, you know, when I have my hair up. All this here is all filled in. And it's really, I've noticed most of the hair loss, well, it's all over, but a lot of it is on the side and a lot of it is in the back. So I've just been filling it in a little bit with the eyebrow palette so that, and see here, I didn't fill it in there, so that it's not as noticeable. I don't know, I'm in a weird headspace in regards to my hair. I thought that I would be devastated. I've seen people in videos where they've had hair loss after having COVID, and they are just devastated, crying, tears, all that. Honestly, it doesn't bother me like I thought it would. It's more of an annoyance, if anything. I don't know if that even makes any sense or not, but I'm not attached to my hair at this point in my life. And I'm thankful that at this point in my life right now, when it's actually falling out like it is, that I am not attached to it, that it's not devastating to me. It's just, like I said, more of an annoyance in regards to how much is coming out. Hair is all over the place in the house, and I'm still able to sort of hide it. Nobody really knows, like, you know, people don't really notice that it's thin, as thin as it is, or that I have a whole bunch of spots that are, you know, bald, because I'm able to hide it because it's curly. But yeah, I've been sort of grappling with maybe just shaving it off or just doing like a big chop and just cutting it super, super low. My husband's against it. Every time I mention that, he sort of freaks out. I don't know why he's sort of against it right now. I've had short hair. I've had a mohawk before, you guys, shaved on the sides. I don't know. I don't think he understands that I don't really at this point care about my hair. Like, it's not a big deal. I have been taking vitamins, and I've been, it looks like it's pulled tight right now, guys, but it's not. Honestly, it's in a really loose bun up top. Extra care of it, being extra careful, not using really any heat, which I don't use a lot of heat anyway, but I've been really trying not to use any, like blow dryers and stuff. I use cool or cold heat, taking care of it a little extra and just being a little extra nice to it, making sure that it's moisturized, because it's really dry. It's more dry than anything. But if you guys look at these videos of my hair, it's not just like breaking off. It's like full on strands of my hair. Literally at the ends, you can see like the hair follicles. So I know that it is coming out from the roots and not just breaking off. So this is different from regular hair loss, like when you're styling or brushing your hair or washing your hair. It is coming up in clumps. And these videos are, I think I have 2 or 3 to show you guys. That's every week. So every week I'm getting clumps of hair. It's not including like throughout the week when I'm restyling it or, rebrushing it or rewetting it. I'm having clumps of hair coming out as well. And yeah, like I said, that is a really weird situation in regards to my hair falling out. I'm having other issues in regards to, I feel like my memory is sort of foggy. A lot of the times I feel super foggy in regards to just my day-to-day, and I've never felt like that before. So I'm just going to attribute that to having COVID. I know that I think is a symptom in regards to people just sort of feeling foggy. Randomly, again, back to sense of smell and taste, getting this weird sense of smell and weird sense of taste in my mouth. That is that rotten sort of smell and taste. Even if I hadn't eaten anything, it just occasionally like will woof by, or I'll just like taste it. It is the weirdest thing, guys. It's the weirdest thing to lose your sense of taste and smell. Yeah, I wouldn't recommend it. It's the weirdest thing to have to deal with in regards to like eating and drinking and all that. Because your brain knows what it's supposed to taste like and smell like, but then when you go to smell it or taste it, it's just not there. It's just stuff in your mouth. It is the weirdest thing I've ever dealt with. I'm still having some issues with my breathing. I get winded really, really easy, and I think that's just my lungs, that I just need to start walking and trying to work out again and get moving more. But I've just noticed that even when there's been periods in time where I haven't been very active and haven't worked out, I've never been this winded before walking up and down stairs. It's never been an issue. So I've noticed that. I've also noticed too that my skin gets very, very sensitive to the touch. Sometimes it'll be my legs, where if I touch my skin, it feels like it's on fire, or you feel like when you've gotten a rug burn and you touch it, that sensation. And it could be anywhere on my body at any time. I've never had that issue before. Like my husband was patting my back, sort of my low back the other night, and I was like, oh, stop, like that's excruciating, like that hurts. And he was like, I'm not even doing anything. And I was like, my skin is just super sensitive right there. I didn't even realize that I've been having these issues. It was just sort of something that you deal with, and I didn't even think about it, because sometimes it'll just be for a few hours. Sometimes it'll be for a few days where my skin's super sensitive, to where I'm like looking to see if I scratched myself, if I have any kind of like trauma to my skin, and it'll be nothing there. It'll just be, normal looking skin, and it's just super, super sensitive to the touch, to where even putting on clothes and clothes rubbing on that naturally, it just really bothers me. I don't know. There's a whole bunch of other little things. I should have took notes and wrote things down. But it's just weird, guys. It really is, like all the after effects that you have after you have COVID. In regards to hair loss, I've also noticed that my hair is not growing. Like my body hair is not growing, my armpit hairs, my leg hairs. I think I've shaved maybe once since August, maybe once or twice my legs. And I'm not a super hairy person to begin with, but I would have to shave my armpits and my legs. And I literally think I've shaved maybe twice since then. I would say once. I'll give myself twice, but I'm pretty sure it was only once that I've shaved since August. And it's just, my hair is just not growing. My body hair is just not growing. So yeah, just a lot of weird things. But I think the most bothersome one is the sense of smell, the way I smell to myself. Everything else I'm just sort of dealing with as it comes, but I think that one has been the worst for me, because yeah, it's just really messing with my mental. I it's just the weirdest thing to think that you stink all the time and you don't, and it's bull, and that's all you think about all day. If you have any questions, comment below, like any of the symptoms. If you guys have had COVID and had some of these symptoms or had other symptoms, maybe it's something I forgot to mention, comment below, because it's so interesting to see all the different symptoms that people have that you actually have. I was talking to one of my patients the other day, and her hair is falling out. She thought she was literally one of the very few, and I said, oh no ma'am. So we were sitting there comparing notes in regards to our hair falling out, what we've been doing to try to help that. She's been getting injections and seeing a dermatologist, all kinds of stuff, and nothing is helping. But yeah, if you guys, like I said, have any of these symptoms or any other symptoms that you've had since if you've gotten COVID, just comment below and let me know so we can chat about it. And I would really like to see how you guys are coping with that. If you guys have found anything that helps with any of these symptoms, love to, share information with you guys. Thank you guys for watching. Make sure to like, share, and subscribe. I will see you guys next time.